Wolf.
It was, man.
Man, the sound of pop getting poured every game. I'm so thirsty for Pepsi right now. But first, our Terran player from Incredible Miracle. Does he have the foresight to predict his opponent's
I am YoDa.
strategies? So I'm YoDa. And we are actually on Daybreak, our new map here at the GSL. One of our two maps, that in Antigua Shipyard. And here down at the other spawning position, there are only two on this map, is our blue Terran from the team FXO. Can he live up to his name? Is he?
FXO the best.
Is he the best? What do you think, Wolf?
Well, earlier I was joking around saying he's my favorite. I don't actually have a favorite player. The best is one of those people that I actively try. I mean, you guys have listened to my cast of the best. I actively try to make sure that people know that he doesn't just all in. He's a good player.
Yep.
He does timing attacks a lot, but he can play macro games. Just want to let you guys know. I gotta take care of him. I don't want his foreign reputation to be like that of an all-inner. But
nice
something that's interesting, I think it was someone's ID on Team League was like Fionn. He did something about the round of 8 in the Super Tournament, and he called TheBest the villain. And I really like that because he is kind of like a villain. He has that little grin. He does all-ins all the time. You never know when you match against the best, like what he's going to do. Is he going to 2-port Banshee you?
It's true.
Is he going to land 3 Vikings in your main, then bring like 12 Hellions and kill you?
If he does that, he's probably going to win. And now, this map, man, I don't know. I'm still figuring this map out.
All right, well, I'll tell you guys about this map a little bit, about the features, because I played on it with Torch a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a relatively large map. You have to take a really long path to get to your opponent's natural unless you destroy the rocks in the middle of the map that open up a larger path. They're just regular rocks, 2,000 hit points. They've got 3 armor, regular destructible rocks, just like the ones on Crevasse, which is no longer in the map pool. The natural is pretty easy to defend. For that reason, it's very far away. You have a secondary ramp that has rocks on it, so you could do something similar to what you have on Crevasse, but there's another entrance, so there's a lot of intricate things. And also, your third base is connected, but somewhat far away. It's like a Metalopolis third. It's like the same distance.
Now, this will be really interesting because both of these players haven't really had a lot of experience on this map yet. I think it was like last week they announced or something like that this map would be in the map pool.
Yeah, I don't know if the players were consulted about this beforehand, although I do recall obsing some games of pro players on this map before it was announced. I didn't know what the map was called.
Yeah, there was a version of this map that I was obsing some games on with some of our Korean commentators, and it actually had a different tile set even. It was like a grass tile set, but the layout was the same. So yeah, they've been kind of playing around with this one for a while here in Korea, but I don't know how much experience they have. Looks like Blue Flame Hellions again for I'm YoDa, and a fast command center for TheBest.
Yeah, he wants to get that command center up very quickly. It's a very, very wide map. Even for air distances, it's very large. If you just look at the mini-map, it's very deceiving. It's a huge map.
It almost reminds me a little bit in terms of... It reminds me a little bit of Desert Oasis.
Yeah, it does.
The long distance.
Long distances, there's 2 pathways, there's rocks that kind of make the distance shorter.
Yep, that's right.
YoDa making his own command center, hasn't taken his second gas yet. So very similar builds from these guys, just a faster command center from TheBest. And of course, YoDa making that commitment to the Blue Flame.
Yeah,
Infernal Pre-Igniter.
Infernal Pre-Igniter, my bad. When he said commitment to the Blue Flame, it sounds like he's part of some like weird cult now in StarCraft. The cult of the Blue Flame.
The cult of the Blue Flame.
Yeah, the Blue Flame bring us victory.
I think all Terran players are starting to join this cult, man.
I think so. It's... I don't know. It sounds pretty good. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink it.
It's dangerous stuff.
Don't drink that Infernal Pre-Igniter.
That's right. I don't know. Whatever they put in there burns on the way down. So, Tech Lab finishing on the factory right now for YoDa, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him go for something like we've been seeing the other games. He's making the Vikings right now. I mean, when I said YoDa, I meant TheBest, I believe.
Blue Flame's starting for TheBest. He's getting his own just a little bit later.
Yeah. And it's a little bit weird to kind of commentate on this game because it's so new, you know, just the way they're doing things.
Well, what's also difficult to commentate is both these guys are playing passively. They're building up units, but no one can really do anything yet.
Yeah, it's like you can't really say which is better right now. Obviously, TheBest has a faster expansion, but is that going to matter? I mean, his expansion's not going to be so great if his opponent decides to attack and just kills all his units.
Yeah, and I think YoDa might actually have a better composition going into this. He's going to have a Raven out as well. He's got Blue Flame faster. He's got a lot of Hellions. He's going to be able to pressure here.
Yeah.
The best is making a bunker for that reason, but we've seen in the past that even if you have a bunker there, it's very difficult to hold. And the best is going to have his own Blue Flames. He's going to have 4 of them.
One thing I've noticed about YoDa too is that he likes to get that really, really fast Raven as well, and it's nice
up
to
the
be
energy.
able to. Yeah, it's that, and then it's also nice to have that option to drop an auto turret in a pinch. You know, if you're in a bind, you can drop an auto turret. Helps out a little bit.
Yeah, auto turrets can change the tide of battle, especially when they're very low Hellion numbers.
Yep, and he did just get that 1 Raven, and now he's switching the starport with the reactor again, so he can produce more Vikings. And a lot of building switching going on for both players here. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see TheBest decide to get maybe a Raven himself, or he could get a Banshee.
I think it's going to be a Raven, you're right.
I think Raven is more likely. I'm waiting for it on the production queue. There it is.
Yep. 3
There's
factories
Raven.
going to be done here for YoDa pretty soon. And that's something that TheBest hasn't yet added. He's just now adding his 2nd factory.
Yeah. That's a good scan by YoDa, too. I mean, it sees if the expansion is there. It sees, a good amount of buildings in the main as well. It's my favorite area to scan.
And immediately, YoDa brings his Viking, his medevac, and 4 Hellions back into his main after he scanned it. He's like, well, I don't know, is he going for a timing attack?
Yeah.
Went for a drop maybe. He's got to be very careful about this.
Now, last game, we saw YoDa win because TheBest took a long time to get siege tanks in siege mode. And if we look right now, YoDa's already getting a siege tank, and I wouldn't be surprised if siege mode came shortly afterwards. So, will TheBest get siege mode a little bit quicker this game? It's really weird. It's almost like it's sort of like a shadow of that Iacoic build that was going around for a while, where it's like Ravens and Vikings and Blue Flame Hellions and not a lot else. Looks like we won't see that this game because both players are getting siege mode out in tanks. But last game, it kind of reminded me a little bit about that.
Basically, the style that we're seeing now is really a shadow of that Iacoic build. And when that build came out, a lot of Terran players said, "Oh no, this is just a thing. It's not going to catch on. Like people are going to figure out how to deal with this." But what's actually has happened is that build has evolved and it's becoming the standard.
It's kind of been more refined. It's a little bit safer. The Iacoic build in its purest form is pretty flimsy. So it's good to see it kind of combined with this kind of mech style. And I don't know, I really like it. I like
Hellions meet Hellions.
Ooh. Hellions, say goodbye to Hellions and drive past Hellions.
Like, I'm not going to kill your fellow kinsman.
Hellion meets Hellion, the new sitcom this fall on some network. Boy meets Hellion.
Everybody loves Pre-Igniter. That's actually like the show that we're watching right now.
Everybody loves I think that's absolutely right. Everybody loves Pre-Igniter.
That's what TBT is now, man. Just change the name to Everybody Loves Pre-Igniter. It's the new sitcom.
Some Terrans wouldn't get Ravens early like my Terran friends do, but
like the Banshee comes in and tries to do some harassment and like flies to a missile turret and does like the sitcom laugh. It's like, ah.
I know. Yeah. It's like the supply depot goes down, the Hellion rolls in, and it's like people cheer for the sitcom person.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little fake laughter.
The battle cruiser is like the guest star for this week. Tune in this week for a very special Everybody Loves Hellion. It's like one of the units dies and they have a sad, serious episode. Well, that barracks is going to see quite a bit before it goes down.
Yeah, the Vikings didn't target it immediately. One of them did. The second one joined in after.
Yeah. So, who's the annoying neighbor in this sitcom then?
Well, I don't know. The thing about this sitcom is that there are Xel'Naga watchtowers, and the players feel like they're always being watched. They're trying to take care of it. Like, oh, we gotta clean this up.
All right.
The barracks gonna get caught here again.
This is a nice thing you can do with mech, though, is not send your barracks out to die, but send them out to do some scouting and things like that. Yeah. It's kind of fun.
Now he knows TheBest is moving out. TheBest having a lot more units than YoDa.
Yeah, I think TheBest looks a lot better this game. I mean,
and he's got a 3rd command center going up.
I almost wonder a little bit last game if he forgot siege mode even, because it just didn't make sense that he didn't have it yet.
This little timing can be really good because, of course, YoDa has a 3rd command center trying to send over there, but he can't really hold this push very easily. The 3rd is very far away, like I was saying, on this map.
Well, this is interesting because there's a lot of the way this map is laid out now that I'm kind of like looking at it. There's a lot of places where you can park behind a structure and then fire over it with your siege
Thors! There's no point defense drone. Catching some of these Vikings, very huge. If he gets the huge Viking lead, he's already got somewhat of a Viking lead. He's getting an even better one.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, if you fly away, you're gonna lose everything. I suppose landing is okay, but He's going to lose all his Vikings, and suddenly the best has a huge air advantage. Uh-oh.
Hellions taking on the siege tanks of the best. He's going to clean up almost every tank.
Wow.
Actually, he did get every tank.
He did. And is he going to do a mass drop in the main? It looks like he is. SCV's running away in time, but can he just focus down the command center? I don't know, deciding to take off again. Oh, look at this, and Raven doing auto turret harassment. Man, you never see this in Starcraft.
No, you don't, man.
This is great.
But if you get a certain number of kills with auto turrets in the game, I think you get an achievement. I don't know what it's called.
He's going for that achievement right now. We're going to see achievements.
The tournament account gets the achievement, it like pops up on my screen. I like this. I mean, this is not seen enough. It's really difficult to deal with.
Yep. And the Hellions are going to take those out, but you know they're still going to do some damage. Man, TVT is just so different suddenly.
It very much is. Now, what's interesting about what YoDa has is he has 2 Thors. He does have +1 weapons as well.
Yep.
Something that the best does not have, hasn't even started. Those Thors are going to be able to help against the Viking problem. Now, the Viking problem, I tell you guys about, it's 11 Vikings to 2. That's a pretty big Viking problem.
I thought you were going to talk about like the Middle Ages when like a village just gets raided by Vikings. That's the Viking problem.
That is somewhat of a problem.
When they show up in their longships. Oh,
the Hellions punching up. Does back away because the siege tank siege up. I like that engagement for the best. He doesn't overcommit at all.
Need to be really, really careful with this composition. You are going to have like less units overall when you go mech. But the nice thing is that the Hellions do a little bit better job buffering siege tank damage than Marines do, really.
Well, these Hellions could get a lot of SCV kills. Well, not if they target down depots and other Hellions. That's for sure. The army of the best in a very awkward spot here. He wants to land those Vikings. He needs to land them.
And those Thors for YoDa are going to make a huge difference in this fight. But he lands the Vikings and surrounds the Thors.
Well, the Thors were targeting the
there.
Vikings, and the point defension was absorbing all the shots. That changed this battle drastically.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
YoDa's sitting SCVs against Vikings that are landed. That's not going to work out very well.
Thors are good against Vikings in the air, but not good against Vikings on the ground. The best is pushing YoDa back a little bit, pushing him all the way back to Dagobah.
And now the best is rallying more units. He's going to back off here for a minute, but he's got a pretty good position. Point defense drones look like they are going to expire here.
Yep.
That looks so cool.
I know. Oh,
ran out of energy.
It's like those little flying things from Star Wars, you know?
Yeah.
Training with them.
And it's the Imperial probe droid.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Well, he's getting caught here a little bit.
Pick up there.
Yeah, he's trying to pick up his units. He's losing a little bit.
And is he going to just go ahead and drop in the main?
I
Looks
think
like
that would
he
be
is.
smart. Got to be careful of these turrets. So turrets targeting down the Vikings, unfortunately, though. Does get the Raven. That's huge.
Yeah, that is. And the best, I don't know if this was such a good decision.
I don't think so. It's just like a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
He's losing all of his units now, trying to pick up and get away.
Yep. And the best suddenly becomes...
Oh, you know, I was saying, like, earlier I was like, well, he's just going to back away, get a bunch of units, and then try to attack the third.
Ugh.
And he didn't do that.
He's got to let those tanks down.
Yeah, he's in a really tough spot now because the counterattack that's coming from YoDa is going to be almost impossible to stop.
Yeah, the best is becoming the Kimmy Gibbler in this sitcom.
You guys should watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David plays in it. He's basically the writer of Seinfeld. It's really, really funny. That's what I've been watching in the Golem House a lot these days. And these Hellions taking a lot of hits from the tanks as these Hellions come to clean up SCVs. Whoa!
That is a lot of dead
But meanwhile, the best taking a lot of hits, and I think this is more significant because he has no army.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that even if he kills, you know, all the SCVs, YoDa just has a stronger army right now by a lot. He's just going to waltz straight up the ramp.
Yeah, I think the best is pretty dead.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to hold. So we might see...
Well, nice positioning here on these tanks.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Needs to land these Vikings to participate a little bit. He needs their help.
Uh-oh. All right, I was wondering if he was going to pull some SCVs to repair the tanks. It's not going to happen. And, you know, the army for YoDa is so small right now, but here comes some reinforcements, so it might just barely be enough.
I think it's definitely going to be enough. Just way too many tanks coming in.
Yep.
Always standing in the way is like one tank that's got a bunch of SCV friends and a bunker.
He's going to try to mass repair it.
Might want to make that command center into a planetary to hold.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yep, the force is strong with
Well,
YoDa
I thought
today.
the best was really ahead with that one drop. Like, it seemed like a cool idea, but it was way too... He committed way too much, and now the game is over. You just can't hold from here.
YoDa's
That auto
like
turret's
80
killing.
supply ahead.
Auto turret killing a siege tank. Dropping the mules, telling him what's up.
And
Unfortunately for the best, looks like this is going to be it.
Yep, that's what's up. I'm YoDa taking out FXO the best. Round of 32 code A. He's kind of waiting on the GG right now. There's
Yeah, he's
really
going to
not
have.
a whole lot
He's
else.
probably very upset. He's going to have to try to requalify next season.
Yeah, that's going to be a pain.
He's somebody that you will see a lot more of in the future, though. That's
Well,
for sure.
We'll see him in Team League for sure.
GG.
And so that would be, I mean, the best. I believe he was in Code S at one point, so that's another Code S player, former Code S player, knocked out, and I'm YoDa.
And he's actually a
his way
player who
up.
just qualified. He's got to go back through that process again.
Yep, that's right.
Looks very disappointed with his results, and
Yeah,
I've got,
that is
my
rough to
cord
see.
tangled around my foot here in some weird, crazy way. It's like in my shoe.
It is. It's like one of those man-eating plants. It's like trying to pull Wolf underneath the desk.
It's like
I'll like
Jumanji.
pull his arm and like hold him
The
back.
little
That's right.
creature in the Garbage Smashers in Star Wars, like grabbing around my neck. I'm like pulled under the water, and you're like,
right.
"Do I shoot? What if I hit Luke?"
We have to call John and tell him to turn off all the garbage mashers on the detention level.
He's like, "What?"
Yep. He's like, curse my metal body, I wasn't fast enough.
Yeah, we're like
actually
screaming with
happy.
joy.
That's right. And I feel like screaming with joy because I love casting the GSL. It's so much fun. And these days, man, round of 32 Code A is so tense. It's almost as tense as the Code A qualifiers because you've gone to all the work to get through the qualifiers, and then if you lose in the round of 32, that's just like the biggest letdown ever.
Well, there's like all these
Yeah.
different emotions that go through your mind. You know, the emotions of a player who just qualified and loses in the round of 32
Yeah.
is very actually similar to a player like TheBest who's been in Code S, fallen out of Code A, requalified, and fallen out again. It's
Yeah.
very difficult for him because people look at him as now as a player who is struggling and may have like gotten worse, which
Yeah.
isn't actually the case, but he might mentally feel that way. I mean, I was doing well before, now I'm not doing well, but I'm still the same player. I've actually improved a lot, but
Yeah.
everyone else has too.
Well, it's
The
tough,
skill levels
you know?
go up like this.
That's the thing, is that you've got a lot of players coming up that we don't even see in the GSL, so the players that you meet in the round of 32 aren't necessarily the worst players by any stretch. You know, they're just a player that's in the round of 32. So that's what makes it all the more scary.
It's the
is
danger
because-
day, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, isn't it tomorrow or something we've got Boxer versus Lenok? Jeez. Talk about crazy matches in the round
Got
of
some
32.
foreigners playing as well, like Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is playing a little bit later today. Not this next match, but the later session tonight.
Yeah, he'll be playing against Tassadar, the
yep.
former Code A finalist.
Fnatic Phoenix will be
Kind of an upset that Tassadar wasn't able to make it out of Code A.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised, but he really didn't play that well in the up and down matches, in my opinion, too. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back with our final best of 3 for the early session. Don't go anywhere, guys. This is GSL Code A.